Hey guys, DVSGames here. Welcome back to another video. So, real quick, I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the premium season pass that you would be able to purchase for $9.99. Going over what I have, I've already completed the free-to-play part of it. I did get up to level 53, and I've got a few more levels to go. But I went ahead and I calculated out what was in here. As far as the premium content goes, based on what I'm seeing, there's 7 different variants, 3 of which we know because they're the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Gamora, the Nebula, and the Star-Lord, which are not horrible. I kind of like them. They look really cool. Except for the Star-Lord one. I really don't like the Star-Lord one. For some reason, it kind of says Nazi robot to me. I'm not sure. I don't know why I see that, but that's what I see. I also see that you get about 900 gold, which is fantastic. You get the 4 other variants. So assuming that all the variants were the low tier variants, they're going to cost you 700 gold each. So technically that would be another 4,900 gold. So you add that to your 900 and you're looking at 5,800. Plus you get some credits. The credits, I believe you get an additional 350 credits. And according to my math, which by all accounts may not be 100% accurate, the credits would be worth about 0.85 gold if you were to buy them. So this, to me, screams it's just over a total of about almost 6,000 gold. Based on that alone, I mean, you're looking at pretty much about a $70 to $85 deal for $9. And to me, I think that's kind of good. Now, I'm notoriously famous among my friends for not spending money on games, especially free-to-play games. I am a grinder. I'm a person that plays, long, arduous hours into it. But I think that this is a really good investment if you plan on spending money in the game. I do not advise spending the extra $5 for the Premium Plus. Basically just because of the fact that at this point it's going to give me 10 more levels, which will be an additional 10 boxes I can open up, and that's great because you don't know what you're going to pull. But if you pull boosters or avatars or like titles, like, to me, in my opinion, those are not really worth it. It is what it is. You could use them if you like them, if you're interested in them. Definitely buy the additional $5, put it in there. But I think that personally, the $10 premium pass is actually well worth it, and I'll be purchasing that right now. So give me 1 second, guys. We'll go ahead and open that up and see what all we get. Alright, so we did go ahead and pick that up. Let's take a look. We've got 1,800 credits, 1,250 gold. We'll go ahead and collect everything through and see what we get. Obviously, we know we're going to get the Nebula. That is the first variant. We'll take that. Our first variant that we're going to get here is the Pixel variant of the Collector. I already have the Collector. I don't really like the Pixel variants, but, I mean, we'll take them. Not a bad thing. We got a new avatar. We have a new title. We are of the Galaxy now. And get some boosters, which, again, to me, not a big deal. You're going to get them as you play the game, so, I mean, they're a good little addition to it. Sentinel, again, Pixel variant, not a big fan. 100 credits, 100 gold, 30 Star-Lord boosters, Star-Lord variant, again, the Nazi robot that I believe he is. Probably not a popular opinion, and I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings, but it is what it is. New avatar, extra 100 gold, 200 more credits. A new backside for your cards. I think that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and see what variant we get here. I mean, it's a cute Mantis one. I like that one. That one's pretty good. More boosters. This Gamora one I think is pretty awesome. I like it. Pretty cool. Another 100 gold. More boosters. Another avatar. More gold. New title, green and also mean. I love that. More boosters. One more variant. And Pixel Hawkeye. Yeah, alright. And then, of course, we got our Nebula card. So, I mean, this is cool. We didn't get any new cards out of it. We did get quite a few variants. We can throw them in decks. We can go ahead and use them up. That being said, let me go ahead and take a look at the missions that I got going on right now. I've got 4 of 6 loaded right here. As you can see, they refill in about 6 hours. Play 5 cost cards. Win a location with 10 or less power. Play 4 cost cards and win a location with 10 or less power. Twice. Alright. And then I need to win 10 matches with a snap. Alright, so considering that I am in Infinite right now, I think Zoo would probably be my best bet to get that going. I'm going to go ahead and reconfigure it a little bit. I'm going to throw Nebula in here. And I will go ahead and show you guys the final deck. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and play the matches out. And I'll just load up 2 or 3 that are I'm sorry, I'll just throw in, 2 or 3 matches at the end of the video so you can actually see the gameplay, and we'll see what happens when we complete our missions for the day. Alright, so hang with me, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, so here we go. This is going to be the final deck. I didn't make anything major as a change to it. I did go ahead and put in Nebula and remove Moon Girl. I was using Moon Girl in there as a way to get additional boosters for her so that I could go ahead and upgrade the collection. I didn't realize going into Infinite I was going to be playing tier or decks that were made out of pull 2 and pull 3 cards. So, of course, that definitely made it a little bit harder to win the matches, but it's still a way for you to play. It's still a way for you to advance. And with that being said, we got our deck built. We're going to be trying to unlock our pull 2 cards during next season so that we can actually get back into Infinite. From what I understand, it's going to drop us back to around level 70, and then we just got to climb from there. We can definitely do it. It's not something that we're afraid of, but we're going to try to get Infinite without going into pull 3, because again, that will be the idea of how to get there. That being said, guys, I'll go ahead and get into the matches. I'll cut the video from here, and I'll go ahead and start. I'll just splice in the 2 or 3 matches, maybe 4, that I think were pretty cool, and that things that are interesting happened in while we're accomplishing our missions. Anyway, thanks a lot, and hope you enjoy the rest. Alright, guys, so here we are in one of our matches. Now, I do think I actually put a total of 5 in, but this guy, 100% correct, Spawn, 90s was the best decade. So, going into it, we have New York, which means that we can move things around. If we're able to get our Angela early enough, we can play things on her, move her over to that location, and then put more things, more cards on her to buff her up even higher. We don't get her early enough, so we go out with Bishop first, and it looks like he's playing some kind of discard destroy deck, which I'm really intrigued by. I want to make one, and I want to make one that works. However, I don't have the cards I need for it. So until I get them, we'll figure it out. But we'll start off by playing our Angela here in the middle, right next to Bishop, and doing this was a mistake because the Electra is going to kill the Ninja, and that's actually going to give him a little bit more power there. So I kind of messed that up myself. That's my own fault. Now, this is one of the first times I've seen MODOK. I'm not exactly sure how he works. I do know that he discards your hand, and he has some kind of power or ability with it. I think they use it in conjunction with Dracula or Morbius or something like that. But as you can see, Spawn thought that he won. He gave me the thumbs up. He's like, hey man, you're good to go now. You can leave. And yeah, we're not doing that. To be honest, I probably, again, could have done this differently. Instead of moving the Ninja, I could have moved the Bishop so that we fight for that New York Tower. But I didn't. Instead, we went ahead and played Blue Marvel here, and that's going to boost us up quite high. Then we've got Korg, who is going to boost both the Bishop and the Angela. He himself is boosted by the Blue Marvel and the Khazar. So, as you can see, we pull out the middle and the right tower. This was kind of cool. I liked showing how versatile the deck can be depending on the locations. And here, as you can see, we're up to rank 103. Guys, don't get me wrong, I did lose quite a bit of matches doing this. I was just trying to complete the missions. So, having to win 10 snaps was kind of difficult. It did take me about an hour and a half to get through. And I think overall, I wrote down some notes on all the games. If I'm not mistaken, I went 10 and 8. So I did lose quite a bit of matches doing this. And a lot of times, the ones that I did win with a snap, they retreated right after the snap. So that was favorable, I think. That was nice. Now here we got clothing vats, so we're able to put out a few different cards with the Elysium out there. It makes it awesome because we play them for nothing. We got an Iron Fist, which will let us play a little bit of shenanigans here. It lets me pop my Khazar over to the left to get it out of the Space Throne. And the only reason I did that was because I just realized, like, oh, I have too many cards on this right location. Now, I kind of messed up here, though, because I didn't know what was going on. And as you can see, gave me the thumbs up again. I was like, alright, cool, we'll fight it out. And I didn't realize this was a Galactus deck. Now, this is my first time encountering a Galactus deck. I didn't know... I know what it does. I don't know how they work. But here, I decided I'm going to give them the 8 cubes. I walked right into it. And I don't want to say that they hit it well because, like I said, I don't know how they're supposed to work. But I mean, obviously, they got a ton more value cards than I do. So, good game. I appreciate the competition. I wanted to make sure that they get their cubes. They definitely deserve those. Here we got a Civ. And we start off with a Spider-Man, which I thought was really cool because I don't have this Spider-Man. So, definitely want to try to play it if I can. Now, any movement does cause it to be cheaper, and that could be kind of cool, but it's already a 3 cost. Pretty decent, in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and play out a couple cards here. Now, the Invisible Woman, I did see something that was running around a Hela deck, so that did kind of throw me off a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how I would play into it. So my response here was just load up Mir Island and make my guys as big as possible. He throws out debris, gets some rocks on my side. Of course, it's definitely going to slow down this deck, but We can use the rocks to our advantage because we do have the double boosters. At this point, it doesn't have a 1-drop we can target with the Electro other than the rocks, and they're not really the best target. Hellcow hits a couple of cards. I mean, it is what it is. We can go ahead and move our Nightcrawler on our last turn. So it's a high Evo deck, and I'm not exactly sure how good or bad that is for us. But as you can see, we move our Nightcrawler here, put our Khazar here. He's going to be a little bit bigger. He's going to buff everything, and he's going to get that boost from your island. Here's the Hela. Again, like I said, I'm not sure exactly how they work, but he definitely brought a couple things back, and Viper came out to play, but all in all, I guess he didn't get enough discard going on, because I pulled it through. As you can see, guys, down to 101. And in this particular match, we go up against MacD, again, with that creepy Star-Lord variant. So here we got a pretty good hand. We got the Dark Dimension, which would be great. We can hide Angela underneath it with a bunch of cards. We'll kill the Jotunheim because we really don't like that location. He gives us Green Goblin. That's very thoughtful of him. Oscorp Tower takes our Scarlet Witch, which was not very cool, but it happens. We'll drop Khazar right here. And I was really scared here. I saw the wave and I was like, oh, is this another Galactus deck? Is this how they work? They power it out on turn 4 and then, or turn 5, and then you just kind of got to deal with it. So played out the Blue Marvel. We work with what we got. We got Rabbit Raccoon here. We know he's going to play something. We're just going to load up the right side. And we don't kill anything. We don't get pushed off. We get a ton of value here by the hidden Angela and the Khazar that goes ahead and buffs everybody else up. Definitely works to our advantage, and we pull this victory out. So again, like I said, I really thought that these were interesting games because they just show you that you can swarm your opponents either through multiple cards in early game, or you can hold off till late game. This was actually another one of my favorites. It's the Shuri Lab. Now, obviously, people are going to have bigger cards in this, but like I said, you can swarm out early, and I do. I start out with Angela. Going into the Gamma Lab. Now, obviously, I'm going to lose my cards, and they're going to turn into Hulks, which, I mean, not the best thing, but not horrible either. I was hoping he plays a 1-drop into the Gamma Lab, so my Electro will actually take it out, but he dropped a Cable, so basically my Electro's not going to be doing anything here, just throwing and missing, but it's alright. I played Iron Fist last as well, which again doesn't really matter too much because they can't move due to the restrictions of having the middle lane full. But having 48 power in the middle is going to be hard to contest. So now I got to pick a lane and go with it. I go ahead and pick Shuri's Lab to go with, just because it'll be alright. It should work. Got Nebula in the corner here, Yondu over here on the left. And the only reason I put Nebula in the corner is because she's lower power. And I figured if he's going to keep playing into the Shuri's Lab, it'll actually let her grow a little bit. Now, coming up on turn 6, this deck does not have a 5-drop or a 6-drop. So I know that if I draw a 1-drop, which is more than half my deck, I can drop both of them. And here you go. We drop the Nightcrawler and the Blue Marvel. And
I'm not sure if he thought like, oh, okay, now we're gonna go for the right side, and that's why he decided to play over there. He's already clearly winning the left side. He got the double dino, pretty large at this point. But for us, we're able to get just enough power to squeak out this win. And I mean, I thought it was really cool. It turned out to work for us. Again, as I said, you can see the adversity that it can overcome by just swarming out an army of cards on your end. Not a lot of thought process to the zoo matchup. Basically, just being aware of where you're going to drop the cards. And here we got Kim and Ryder. GG to you, sir. Or ma'am. Sorry, I don't want to assume. Got Nova out early. Typically, that means that it's going to be some kind of destroy deck. Now, here's Rogue. I've heard of her, and I'm not sure exactly what she does. I know because I haven't played her, I'm probably going to misplay it horribly, but it is what it is. Now, we do know that the Strange Academy is going to be moving around our guys. We don't really like that since we don't have Angela in hand. So we'll go ahead and we'll blow it up right now. It becomes Luke's bar, which is great for us because we happen to have Iron Fist. And for me, it's one of my favorite combos in the game. We also got Morbius, but we have no way to discard it, so that's not going to help us very much. We're going to go ahead and use Angela in the middle, and we're going to fight from middle and right. Obviously, we're winning with the Scarlet Witch there. So we're going to put Luke Fist first, then the Korg, which will allow us to bounce the Korg after he buffs Angela, and bounce Luke back to our hand. So yeah, just like so, Angela's going to get a buff, Luke's back in her hand. We can go ahead and drop Bishop over to the right. We'll redrop Iron Fist, drop our Yondu, and this will mean that we can again bump one over. We hit his Yondu. We now have 4 power in the middle. He's got a Nimrod, which at this point, if he kills the Nimrod somehow, it's going to end up in Luke's bar, which will give him 6 power. So obviously that's going to be an issue. We'll drop the Khazar, drop the Electra to kill the Deadpool. It is the final turn, and we'll just go ahead and end up like so. Yep, there we go. He gets rid of the Nimrod, puts 2 Nimrods in that place. We can go ahead and deal enough power on the middle, and the Khazar bus will go ahead and boost up our Korg and our Yondu, and power up Bishop with his being played. Same thing with Nightcrawler. It gives us both the middle and the left location, but not the right. But hey, we did it, and that's, again, a little bit of trickery, but definitely the kind of game I like to play with this deck. It's definitely a fun way to play it, and I enjoy that extremely. So here we got Atlantis. We're going to go ahead and drop Bishop in, and right away we lose our only card advantage that we had there. But with Elysium out, it makes our deck so easy to play. We can literally drop everything all at once. Morag doesn't let us play a card there after, or unless it's our second card or third. So at this point, it could be a problem, but because everything's so low cost in our deck, we're good with it. All that we have to do is play out a card and then move a card. Or, well, we'll move Nightcrawler here, we'll play the Yondu, and then we'll play the Khazar into the Morag, which again, it's going to be a hard location for him to get to. I don't know exactly how his deck works, but I know that it doesn't have as many low-cost cards as we got. And I'm sure that's what he's banking on, dropping the Nebula there. But it's alright, because we're going to take it. We're going to sit there and fight for it. Again, like I said, there's no 6-drop in this deck, so we can just power up this entire corner, and we're totally fine with it. And just like so, we're just going to keep going and going. And our last shot, we got Electra. I guess we killed the Rock. It gives him a little bit of a... it does take away a little bit of power from that side. But we're really not worried about winning that side. We have the other two won. It really doesn't look like there's anything they can do. We're 100% okay with it. He gets Blackhawk, which scares me. Because I know he's a strong card. But it isn't enough. Our Electra killed the Rock. And we're able to get enough of a buff on him with the Bishop to get the win. So as you guys saw, I started at 103. I ended at 101. I think I had 18 matches in between them all. It might have been more. Maybe I missed one or two. But let's go ahead and complete our challenges. It'll bring our credits up to 2350 or 2400. And then we'll go ahead and complete the Chapter 4 event here, which will allow us to open up one more. And then from here, we can go ahead and get our Season Pass rewards. So we got 4 of these little boxes. Let's take a look at them and see what we pulled. Surprise, surprise, nothing amazing, but free gifts, we'll take them. We got 100 credits. We got some boosters for our Domino, boosters for our Sentinel, and another 100 credits. So all in all, not too bad. We're at 2,600 credits, 2,150 in gold. Anyway, thanks a lot for stopping by and watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. See you guys in the next one. Laters.